Well, hello everyone. Let me make sure that I can see myself over on YouTube and that the signal is satisfactory, and then I'll play the intro, and then I will start this Monday sort of lunchtime stream. So let me make sure I can see myself over there. Because StreamYard broadcasts over to YouTube. Yep, I'm live. Here's an advertisement for something computer related. All right, so I'm going to play the intro, and then I'm going to, on the other side, I'm going to get through a few housekeeping things, and then I'll, just talk about today's subject matter, which is the latest Michigan football news. And there's one specific aspect. I'm sorry. There's one specific aspect of the latest Michigan football news that I want to focus on, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you on the other side of this short "Let's Go Blue" intro. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. First of all, please like this stream or the playback if you're watching it on the playback. Please subscribe to my channel, and please share. I think I'm about 23 or 22 subs away from getting to 1,100. So each increment of 100 is a milestone. So if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. People are still watching my post Georgia national semifinal reaction, which is amazing that people are still over there watching that. I think it's a lot of Georgia fans and SEC fans. So if you're a Michigan fan, or if you're an SEC fan, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Florida, whomever, and you're stopping through, please subscribe. If you're an SEC or an ACC or a Pac-12 content creator and you want to collaborate, I'm open to collaborating on content that will cross over into different Power 5 conferences. So let's do it. I see a comment here. I think I know which commenter this is. No, I thought it was going to be Abdul Gaines. What's going on, CS? So guys, it's Monday, March 7th. I actually wanted to do this stream either yesterday or Saturday, but there's a lot going on. And yesterday I opted to go see The Batman starring Robert Pattinson. That was a pretty good movie. I thought he did a good job in that role. And so here we are. I normally go around lunchtime, but lunchtime right on the dot, 12 noon to 1 p.m. But as you can see, I'm not in my usual spot. I'm in upstate New York at my father's spot. My father's birthday was on Wednesday, and I have to drive back to the Washington, D.C. area today. CS, yep, we're going to get into that. But we're also going to talk about JJ's comments before that in terms of what they want and what they see going forward. So I plan to make this, I don't want to go too long with the stream because I have to get back on the road and drive back to Washington, D.C. from the upstate New York area, the capital region, as we call it. I'm going to ad lib a few things here, but I'll start with this. First of all, guys, sports in the United States, we have a unique country here where we have these professional and semi-pro amateur leagues here that we focus our attention on for most of the year. Sports is entertainment, and it's a great distraction. I mean, obviously there are arguably more important things happening in the world right now besides Michigan football. So I just want to start this by saying that my heart and prayer goes out to everyone, in the Ukraine and on the other side of the world. The people who are engulfed in that conflict. Again, I know that there are more important things than Michigan football and Ohio State football and college football and just football and sports in general. There are more important things going on in the world. And in peacetime, we have it good here in the United States. It's not like this around the world. Every society doesn't live like ours. And for a lot of people, it looks strange that we would have whole YouTube channels and we would have ravenous, passionate fan bases arguing and debating over a game that college kids and professional players are playing and using as a living. A lot of other societies look at us and laugh at us based upon the fact that we're paying professional athletes millions of dollars, and we have a Super Bowl and March Madness and the major leagues and the NBA and all these different things. And there are a lot of people who don't understand why so many folks were broken up during the world event. I don't want to say what it is because YouTube is policing words, but there are a lot of people who just don't understand in the United States why sports play such an important role. There were a lot of people who were broken up when sports went away when the world event started. And I think that's something that's very much unique to the United States. So I just wanted to say a few words about keeping everything in perspective. We talk about Michigan and Ohio State and the SEC, and we spend a lot of time just deliberating over these things. But there are arguably more important things happening in the world, and that I think that kind of gets to the importance of sports and that it's a distraction and it's entertainment for us. So, with that, one other free piece of advice for everyone out there. I was just texting with a coworker. And this is my day off, but this is kind of related to what I just talked about in terms of what's happening in the Ukraine. Hey, everybody, protect your health. I mean, protect your mental health, protect your balance is important. Our lives take so much out of us, our jobs, relationships, all of our commitments, just the struggle to stay alive and the struggle to live a comfortable life and the struggle just to have a decent quality of life. All of that takes a lot out of you. So just your job, your 9 to 5, it just takes a lot out of you. So do what you can with all your commitments, with your 9 to 5, with your jobs, with the struggle to pay gas, to keep your vehicle fueled now. do the best you can to protect your personal health, because that's all you got. And keep things in perspective. Try to remember what's important. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, the super chat is live. If anyone wants to super chat me anything, I don't. Each YouTube channel is different. Each crowd is different, and I don't. Over on this channel, I don't want you guys to think that I'm over here begging you guys for money or anything like that. I don't want to do that. But this is YouTube as a business, and so part of it is fundraising and making sure you can make the upgrades and those kinds of things once you get far enough along. As you guys can see, I'm wearing my Michigan Pharmacology shirt, so I decided to rep my department, and I'm going to show you three things, and then I'm going to jump into today's subject matter. Dr. Dunbar actually has multiple YouTube channels. So if you guys I'm trying to grow this channel out, this other channel, my science and technology channel. This is just one of the things that I do, the sports channel here, and it's arguably the most popular for obvious reasons. But I spend a lot of time talking about science over on my science channel. So if you ever want to, keep up on emerging technologies, I just also dropped a video on kidney structure and function. Please go over there and subscribe. I'm trying to build the watch hours out. So this is also available for those of you who are interested in technology and science. So that's there. So I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to close that. Please consider joining the Big Words LLC Newsletter. In addition to being a YouTube content creator, I'm also a writer, and I'm working on a book. You just go to the subscribe button there at the bottom, and you enter in your email address. I intend to send this out monthly, and I promise I will not spam your inbox. But I'm a writer and a YouTube content creator, and I am working on a book project that is here. This link and the newsletter link are below in the description box. And I'm going to be creating video content on the book here, in addition to all my other channels. So this channel is going to be a little different than the others in that it's going to be a hybrid. The main course is Michigan football, but I'm going to try to build the Buffalo Bills content out next season. It's not as popular as Michigan and Ohio State, and there are reasons for that, but occasionally you'll see me do Bills stuff, and there's a reason I'm doing that. So anyway, with that, let's jump in. Michigan football news. I have a bunch of articles. Well, let's look at some of the comments here. My favorite commenter, Mr. 18, has come through. CS says, go blue. CS says, lots of JJ rumors floating around here. Yeah, Abdul Gaines sent me an article about that last night. CS says, well said. I think that's related to my comments about what's happening in the world and keeping sports in perspective. Abdul Gaines says, that's what JJ gets for running his mouth. We're going to get to what he said. NC Worker says, good morning, everyone. CS says, I've also read he will be 100% by the time the season starts. We'll see what's true and what's not. What's going to be interesting is the quarterback competition during spring ball. I think that if he were healthy, that would tell the coaches a lot about who should start. And I'm actually working on a first video about who the starter should be. Yeah. So I have a bunch of articles in the description box. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm going to just go over the highlights, and I'm going to focus on what JJ said and what Donovan Edwards and Andrel Anthony actually said. So I'm just going to briefly run through um, some of these other things and then save what JJ said for the end. So just bear with me, guys. Let's see. There's a lot of Michigan football news. Okay. If you notice, well, I guess if you're watching on the playback, because I don't think I had a lot of viewers when I played the intro. If you notice, I put a picture. Oh, got a bot here. Block that bot. If you notice in the intro, I used a picture of Mike Sainristil. So according to this article, Mike Sainristil is switching his position. I can hear the fan on my computer ramping up. I work this computer a lot, but Mike Sainristil is one of many Michigan players changing his position. So if you've been following the Wolverines, like all of us have, you know that Mike Sainristil was a part of the wide receiver core. He's not a tall guy; he's a fast guy. But apparently, because the wide receiver room is crowded, and they're gonna have to reload the defense. Apparently, Mike Sainristil is gonna move over to the defensive side of the ball and play corner. I don't know. I think he's a veteran, so I think I would have liked to have kept him on the offensive side. But again, the wide receiver core or should I say, the wide receiver room is pretty full. So when you don't see yourself getting a lot of playing time, I think players say, okay, well, I'll just go play another position. And I think Devin Gardner did that when he saw that he wasn't going to play when Denard Robinson was the starter. So players like Mike Sainristil, he's the most notable, are changing positions. So I think he's going to play corner. He's got to play corner. Let's see. I'm going to jump to this one. This one talks about the recruiting. And if you noticed, the recruiting and scouting. Okay, Google didn't pull that one up. Give me a second. Okay, there it is. So if you notice in the intro, I used a picture of shoelaces or shoelace. I think his nickname was Shoelaces in the plural. Denard. So there have been numerous, there's been turnover in terms of the recruiting staff in the offseason since the 2021 season. And one of the most notable has been the Wolverines bringing on, there was a nice picture of Denard there, but it's gone now. So I'll put up this, I'll focus on this picture of him as a Jaguar. Denard Robinson has, give me a second, guys. It is raining here, and I'm getting the antenna signal. I don't have a hard connection here at my father's house. Okay, so across social media, reports started going out that Denard Robinson is coming home to Ann Arbor. I don't have to explain who Denard Robinson was to the Michigan fan base. He was recruited by Rich Rodriguez, and he was the starter for about 2 to 3 years. He had success. He was a bit of a hybrid quarterback. He was a good spread quarterback. He wasn't tall. He could run and he could throw, but he wasn't a pro-style quarterback. He was a spread quarterback. And got hurt in his senior year. And that's when Devin Gardner got the full-time starter position back. But Denard did get drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think they tried to use him in that hybrid fashion again. And I think he was only in the NFL for about 2 years, and then he did not last. And went to a couple schools, and now he's coming to Ann Arbor to be an assistant in the recruiting department. And I'm just going to summarize this by saying that it sounds like what they want Denard to do is to find quote unquote diamonds in the rough. So Denard is going to be tasked with recruiting players, but also going out and finding players that finding value players that the other coaches and the other programs have missed. So that's in the news as well. Denard Robinson is coming home to help out with recruiting. CS says, great interview. I love the edge these sophomores are bringing to the team. You know what? I have it linked below. I just haven't had time to watch it. I only know what the main comment was, and I know what JJ said. So we're going to talk about that. Let's see what else. I think the last one before I jump into this article is going to be something Josh Ross said. And for those of you who don't know, all of us in the Michigan football program know Josh Ross was one of the highly heralded seniors in on the defense in 2021. He's from Southfield. He's going to go pro. Let me close this. In this article, which I'm not going to read verbatim, captures what a lot of people are saying about the 2022 Michigan Wolverines. And that's that our 2022 team, the prediction is that the offense is going to carry that team. Number one, we've graduated and we've graduated a lot of players, Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Ross, but also some of the guys who could have come back to play, like David Ojabo and Dax Hill for his final year. A lot of those guys opted to go pro. So it's going to be a young defense next year. They're going to have to reload it. But the offense is predicted to be loaded. We're going to have a quarterback battle between our veteran, Cade McNamara, and JJ McCarthy, our grizzled veteran and our phenom sophomore. The wide receiver room, as I said, is loaded with Ronnie Bell, AJ Henning, Roman Wilson, Andrel Anthony at the wide receiver positions. Eric All and Luke Schoonmaker will be back at the tight end positions. In the backfield, you're going to have Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. They'll be back there. So the offense is pretty much going to be loaded. I'm not sure how many guys we lost on the offensive line, but the prediction is that the offense is going to carry the team next year. So look for a lot of points to be put up, but also a lot of points to be allowed. And that's what Josh Ross said in his article. He says Michigan's offense is going to be ridiculous next year. So look for a season of lots and lots of shootouts. Okay. So with that, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of this, which CS just alluded to. So apparently, if you look at the thumbnail for this stream, it came from this article here. And I'll probably listen to this on my drive back to the Washington, D.C. area. Apparently, there was an interview with Andrel Anthony, JJ McCarthy, and Donovan Edwards, the three sophomores. And some interesting things were said. I'm just going to read this headline here. This is what stood out to me when this came to my smartphone. We won a national championship. I think Andrel Anthony said that. It was either Andrel Anthony or Donovan Edwards. But I'm going to bring up another article. And it's interesting to me that they would interview the three sophomores because Cade McNamara was our starter. So they're putting the microphone in front of JJ McCarthy's face. And as we'll see, there might have been a reason for that. Okay. So I'm going to read this article. This will be the only one that I read today. All this stuff is below in the description box. This article probably has infuriated a lot of the Buckeye Nation. I mean, a lot of the Buckeye fans have Thanksgiving 2022 circled. I know that Abdul Gaines, he's a friend. We text most of the day, and he keeps texting me Thanksgiving 2022. Thanksgiving 2022. Thanksgiving 2022. That's because a lot of the Buckeye fans didn't take this 2021 loss to Michigan really well, and they've got that date circled with revenge on their hearts. So I hope Jimbo in the program, I hope they know that. They must know that. Anyway, this article is entitled, please hit the like button. I see folks coming in, coming out. I know a lot of folks will probably watch this on the playback, but please hit the like button. The likes are free. This article is entitled, Ohio State Still Can't Handle the Loss to Michigan. And I used that picture of Ryan Day as the background for this stream. And this reads as follows. And this was written by Isaiah Hole on February 28th. If going from bellowing about how good certain position groups were before getting exposed by Michigan to firing the coaches in charge of said positions wasn't enough, Ohio State is still showing it cannot handle the aftermath of the 2021 iteration of the game. Keep in mind, guys, another friend and a frequent visitor of this channel, Buckeye Alex, I remember he was telling me before the game, we're going to kick your teeth in. We're going to kick your teeth in. We're going to kick your teeth in. So I didn't go into the 2021 Michigan-Ohio State game thinking we'd win. I was just hoping we'd keep it close. But a lot of the Buckeye fans were really feeling themselves prior to the 2021 game. Okay, I see my antenna signal back. Okay, it's gone. Michigan quarterback JJ McCarthy made some innocuous remarks recently, noting that the Wolverines have taken down the Buckeyes. Michigan quarterback JJ McCarthy made some innocuous remarks recently, noting that the Wolverines, having taken down the Buckeyes, plan to keep the momentum going. For us, the whole 10-year stretch of us not winning, that's all we know is beating Ohio State right now. So we're going to keep that going. Okay, I'm going to read that again. For us, the whole 10-year stretch of us not winning, that's all we know is beating Ohio State right now. So we're going to keep that going. Okay, so he didn't say we want to keep that going. He didn't say we're going to try our darndest to keep that going. He said we're going to keep that going. So those are some pretty confident words by our sophomore phenom quarterback. That's Jim Harbaugh-esque. That's Joe Namath-esque. That's pretty much a guarantee that they're going to keep winning against uh, TTDS, that team down south. Andrew Lind tweeted this saying, Michigan quarterback JJ McCarthy, all we know is beating Ohio State right now, so we're going to keep that going. Okay, and that's a picture of JJ right there during the Ohio State game. He noted McCarthy's quote has already made its way to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. So the Buckeyes are looking at that and they're saying, oh yeah, you're going to keep that going? I don't know. But this is part of the fun. This is why it's good that Jim Harbaugh came back, because this gives the rivalry drama. This gives the rivalry energy. This makes it exciting. If we had another coach in there right now, this wouldn't be happening. Not like this. The added fun part is the continued insistence of OSU fans that Michigan loses its entire roster from 2021. It did have a sizable defensive attrition, but close to none on offense. Should the Wolverines manage to win in Columbus in 2022, the Buckeye implosion would be absolutely glorious to those who bleed maize and blue. Here's a picture of Phil Martelli. Yeah, that's the end of that article. So that was a short one. But Abdul Gaines also shared this with me. There are some pictures there of Aiden Hutchinson. Of course, Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Ross and those guys, Dax Hill, Vincent Gray, they're all doing their pro workouts. And it's funny, I was looking at Twitter last night. There's a lot of talk of how Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a bust, and how Aiden Hutchinson is not as good as that defensive lineman from Georgia. Buckeye Alex called that to our attention before, I think, the Heisman Trophy ceremony, and also before the national semifinal, that Aiden, yeah, he's good, but this other guy from Georgia, he's better. This guy from Georgia should be in the Heisman running, and no one's talking about this kid from Georgia. So Aiden, we'll see. Is Aiden going to be a good pro, or is he going to be just another guy who had a good senior year and then became mediocre in the NFL? We'll see. Okay. CS says OSU is soft. A lot of talk and petty stuff from the OSU fan base going into the 2022 season. I admire JJ's confidence, and hopefully it permeates to the whole team. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Will he even be the starter? You know, would and I'm creating. I shot a video on that, which I'm going to process and upload. But for that confidence, is he going to be the starter, or is he going to be on the sidelines again, subbing in to spell Cade McNamara in key situations? So it's interesting that they put the microphone in front of his mouth and not Cade McNamara's. So Abdul Gaines, these rumors okay, that's not copying for me. Okay, let me go here. Give me a second, guys. I am almost done with this stream because I have to pack up and get ready to head out. Technology, it's good when it's working. When it's not so much. Okay, let me do this. Oh, God. There it is. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. Yes, yes. If you recall before the game, they were feeling themselves. They were, Buckeye Alex was like, "We're going to kick your teeth in. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're gonna draw blood. We're gonna destroy Michigan." Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this one. I'm gonna close that, and then I'm going to pull up this one. If you haven't, please hit the like button. Yeah. So these rumors are floating around now. I mean, it's probably true. I mean, why would rumors float around about this right now? But this says Michigan quarterback JJ McCarthy suffers shoulder injury, needs surgery. So, we were anticipating a quarterback duel in the spring. Cade had a slow start during the 2021 season. And then once the running game got going, Cade seemed to find a level of comfortability there in the offense. But, Jimbo and Josh Gaddis, they were subbing JJ in key situations to try to make something happen. And you could see the talent. You could see the talent, even though Georgia fan reminded us that everything JJ did in the national semifinal was against the Georgia reserves. Clearly, JJ's got a nice zip on the ball, and he's got mobility, and you could see it instantly. So we were predicting a nice quarterback duel, a fight to the finish for that starting job. But if JJ's shoulder is hurt, then he won't get to show what he can do until at least midsummer. And that's, again, thinking about sports, the one thing you can't plan for are the injuries. The injuries come at random times. They come at sporadic times. And you might be planning, we're going to have a dream season. We're going to have this quarterback duel. One guy might be planning to be the starter. And then an injury comes and boom, you have a completely different thing. So, we'll see how JJ, assuming this is correct, we'll see how he heals. And but in the meantime, if he doesn't heal until the summertime, or sometimes injuries go on for a longer period of time than they're anticipated to. So this could have long-lasting ramifications for the entire program, the team, and the offense. CS says Hutchinson is like Joey Bosa, but better going into the NFL seasons. The Georgia guy is a freak athlete, but not a ton of production. Okay. And Yakov 22, welcome, Yakov 22. He says, if McCarthy really did have surgery on his throwing shoulder, won't do anything in the 2022 season. Worst possible surgery injury for a quarterback. Yeah. I mean, if this is true, then the quarterback position might have been handed right back to Cade. Like this is how sports goes. And then you're banking on recovery. JJ has to recover from that. So This is huge. So let's keep an eye on that. I will still try to process the video and get it out until this is confirmed. If this gets confirmed, I don't know if I'll still process and upload that video, because then it's a different story. Then it's, will JJ recover, and will JJ will he get to outcompete Cade for the position over the summertime and in fall camp? I don't know. Anyway, this is what I wanted to say, guys. Again, I didn't intend for this to be a long stream. I did a bunch of talking at the beginning. I have to pack up here and get on the road and head back to the DMV. I did this stream a little bit earlier than when I normally do them on weekdays. Normally, I do it right smack dab at noon. So there are probably folks working right now who couldn't watch this. And sometimes I do these streams late afternoon on a Friday when I get out of work early. But if you're watching this on the playback, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you want to donate something to the channel, you're under no pressure to do so. My Cash App and PayPal information are below in the description box. So, but I think the most newsworthy quote was, well, there were two. One of them was JJ saying, we want to keep that going. All we know is beating Ohio State. That was newsworthy. But also this quote here, we want to win a national championship. When I was thinking about that, I was thinking that's good that they want to win a national championship. But at that point, you're you're not just looking at beating Ohio State there. You have to prepare all season, and you have to recruit to beat one of the SEC teams, which is what we saw there during the national semifinal. There was a clear difference between Georgia and us. So it's cool that they want to win a national championship. And I was thinking back to Drew Sharp. How many of you all out there remember Drew Sharp? Drew Sharp was a writer for the Free Press. He was a vocal Michigan critic. And at Brady Hoke's introductory press conference, I have nothing but the utmost respect from Ohio. For God's sake, this is Michigan. It's what it's all about. Let me see if I have that picture ready. Anytime I discuss Brady Hoke, you gotta bring these memes and these pictures up. Shout out to my boy Randy. He was the one who told me that, because I'd moved away from Michigan at this point, so I wasn't listening to the Ticket 1050 and WDFN The Fan in Detroit, and I didn't watch Brady Hoke's introductory press conference live, so I didn't know that he made that comment. But apparently, they were playing that as a drop on a lot of the local radio stations. For God's sakes, this is Michigan. It's what it's all about. And I have the utmost respect for Ohio. Also, this one. This is probably, well, this is for God's sakes, this is Michigan. He says, this is an elite job. This is an elite job and will continue to be an elite job. This is Michigan, for God's sakes. It's what it's all about. I love that quote. I love it. But going back to Drew Sharp, when Drew Sharp at that introductory press conference, Drew Sharp said, Brady, well, what are your thoughts and prospects for winning the national title and competing for the national title and getting to the BCS championship game? Well, Brady Hoke's reply was, well, our concern is winning the Big Ten first. We're going to worry ourselves. We're going to worry ourselves with winning the Big Ten, and then we'll let all that other stuff work itself out. So then the question is, it's a chicken or the egg thing. Should you worry about winning the national championship first? And as a part of winning the national championship, you win your conference? Or should you worry about winning your conference first and then winning the national championship? So I think if this is what they want, if they want to win a national championship, and if that's their concern first, then there's going to have to be an uptick in their recruiting, and they're going to have to train, and they're going to have to focus on winning the national championship, and then the Big Ten title will be a part of that. But they're going to have to learn they're going to have to gear themselves to compete with the SEC teams on the field. And with this disparity in recruiting, that's going to be hard to do, because in the national semifinal, it looked like a varsity team versus a JV team. So that's what I have to say about that. Let's see. Oh, so Drew Sharp did pass away. He did pass away. I was wondering, I Googled him as I thought about this stream, and I wondered if he's still out there, because I haven't heard him talk much shit. Drew Sharp talked a lot of shit about our program and about our coaches, but that was his shtick. That was what he did. Okay, so I'm gonna read through these comments. Yakov says Anwar might be able to go into his lab, mix up some meds, and produce a miracle shoulder elixir. That would allow me to leave my 9-to-5 job. I become a billionaire, but unfortunately, there's no elixir for fixing shoulder ligaments or rotator cuff tears or collarbones. Only surgery and rest. CS says, thanks for chatting with us, Doctor. See you for the next one. Yakov laughs. CS says, rest in peace, Drew Sharp. So he must have died. He was a real thorn in the side of the Michigan athletic department, Drew Sharp was. Abdul Gain says, talking all that junk got JJ hurt. Michigan is in trouble. I can't wait for Thanksgiving weekend 2022. Trevor Cole says, I remember Drew Sharp. Yep, he was a harsh Michigan critic. Abdul Gain says, Michigan can beat Ohio State when having 2 years of preparation. I love when Abdul Gaines goes in on that. He claims we quit the 2022 season. We had a lot of positives, so we didn't have enough players to play those last 2 games. Abdul Gaines says, here we go. Michigan quit against Ohio State in 2020. I'll never forgive or forget about that. I love it. CS says, Abdul, Michigan was tougher in 2022. CS says they couldn't field a team in 2020. They would have played as big underdogs and pulled the upset, though. Trepper Cole says, Brady Hoke said he wanted to win the Big Ten multiply. I'm not sure what that means. But I think the major point is that Brady's position was we'll win the Big Ten first and then worry about all the other stuff later. We can't talk about a national championship unless we win our conference first. So I think that was his point. And it looks like programs like Alabama and Georgia, who are in the SEC, and Ohio State, their view is their sights are on the national championship, and then winning the conference is just a stop along the way there. So I think if the football program is serious about that, then they have to look at that way. Winning the national championship is the ultimate destination. Beating Ohio State, beating Michigan State, winning the Big Ten East, and winning the Big Ten title, again, that's just a stop along the way. Those are just Those are just stops along the way. Anyhow, guys, I need to wrap up and start packing up. So I'm going to end this stream. If you're watching on the playback, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I know this is most of my subscribers are Michigan football subscribers here, but when I post other stuff, when I post book project stuff, hey guys, please take a look. Also, some of the snippets, like I did a Buffalo Bills live stream, and I pulled out snippets of that. Now I have a silly sense of humor. I have a silly sense of humor, so I have a dry sense of humor. So some of you guys might see that and listen to what's being discussed, and you might not get what's being said. But that Buffalo Bills snippet I pulled out, that's before this one. It's me and my guest. We were kind of talking about the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl years in a very humorous way. So if you listen to that, you'll probably be a little bit amused by it. But stuff, I'm saying this to say, please take a look at the non-Michigan football stuff that I post if you have a moment. I know everybody's days are full and busy, but there's some value in some of the other stuff too. And please give it a like. Dre stopped through. Dre, thanks for stopping through. I'm about to shut this down. Yakov says, Anwar was joking about the elixir. Meds won't help his shoulder. Surgery, rest, and rehab, but that's a long process. Yeah, especially, and sometimes quarterbacks are not the same after this type of surgery. They're not the same after shoulder surgery. They're not the same after elbow surgery. So this is huge. This is huge. Whole careers and futures are altered by injuries. They just are. I experienced that personally. You can look at the college level. You can look at the pro level. Whole careers, seasons, trajectories are altered and forever changed by injuries, unforeseen injuries. And you can't see the injuries coming. But once they come, that's it. And then the other guy gets to start, and there's nothing you can do about it except try to heal. So that's part of sports. And history doesn't always remember the injuries. History just remembers the record. Fans like Abdul Gaines, as passionate as they are, they only remember the win-loss record, the injuries, the pandemics surrounding the games. Those don't matter, just the wins and the losses, which is unfortunate because there are things that happen outside the lines that affect the games inside the lines. So, okay. Yakov says, Andrew Luck had the best medical care in the world, but could never get his shoulder right. That's sports. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Mondays, as in plural. More content is on the way. Please like, share, and subscribe. Go Blue. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.